we're live. So, we're still building one chunk farms. The cactus farm is complete, and I want to make a honey farm. But for that, we need bees. So, I've got this here array of birch and flowers that I picked up from the iron farm. And basically, when you have birch and oak, when they're next to a flower, there's a small chance that they end up creating a bee nest. We've already gotten a few. This was the original bee nest. I went and got it. Unfortunately, it looks like something happened to the bees. But we'll repopulate it using the other bees. So once we get a few, and I don't think we really need that many more, because what I'm thinking is we can just create hives from beeswax and use that instead of these naturally grown bee nests. Really, all we need is the bees, and once we have the bees, the rest will follow. Now I'm going to take a design that I originally came up with for Bedrock, and I'm going to try to make the equivalent. Oop, he popped out. I'm going to have to wait for him to pop back in. Fortunately, my axe is Silk Touch. Yes, guess it's a 3 beehive. There, we got 3 in there. Perfect. Should relabel this box to a box full of bees. Alright. You know what? I'll do one more. I figure if we can at least have 8 hives on one side and 8 nests on the other, that probably works out. The other thing to do... Okay, so something that happens in Bedrock with honeycomb farms is that the honeycombs don't fall directly down. I don't know if that is also the case with Java. So we are going to have to do some testing. Because if the honeycombs just fly out all crazy, like they do in Bedrock, my solution in Bedrock was to use an allay to pick them up and drop them off. But if they don't do that in Java, then I would rather just use hoppers. But we have to test that, because I don't have an allay, and I'm going to need an allay if that is the case. We shall see. Well, let's see if we can get at least one more nest for the sake of balance. Whoosh. On the bright side, getting a lot of birch. Oh, is birch a good block? That remains to be seen. I also have to set up an acacia farm. Just harvest a bunch of that. Acacia's a bit more annoying. I do have my one mangrove over there. And as fun as the red mangrove is, it is a very annoying tree. Well, let's see if we can get another bee. I'll drop those ingots off at my little metal chest. At my furnace. First off, let's see if this guy's hungry. Okay. And those grow fast. Two out of three. Maybe it was a 2B nest. Okay. Alright. I think we can leave that there. Got a couple of empty boxes. Got my bees. My junk chest. Oh, not gonna worry about that. Leave these birch saplings there. Alright. Who are we? Okay, this is... I should give this one a color like yellow. Do we have any yellow? We have one yellow. Oh, but we have more sunflowers. Perfect. No. Yeah, this is the B one. There we go. Completely unnecessary. Since I'm only going to use it this one time for bees. But it's fun to know that I have a box full of bees. It's the birch. So I have some stone. And I'm pretty sure that I have... Yeah, I have pale oak as well. Okay. So the plan is to put the bee farm above the cactus farm. We're going to go into free cam. Here we have the cactus farm. So up above here, this is where we'll put the honey and beeswax farm. And possibly put like a storage room on the side. So looking at it, this has an underwater cave, but right above it, it doesn't look like it's there. This one might need a little bit of clearing out. There's nothing here except for the water elevator. And there's water elevator here, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And below that, we have our slime farm. It's a lot of golems, but fortunately my iron farm and pumpkin farm made that not a problem. But in the meantime, I just want to make a temporary room where I can breed up the remaining bees. But the other thing is we need to figure out whether or not beeswax is gonna need an allay to pick up, or whether we can just use regular hoppers. So, I'm gonna go to the testing world. Over here, this is the color palette I want to use for the tower, where it starts off really dark at the bottom and then kind of gradually gets lighter. And then I was also thinking about, for some other details, having a slightly different palette. But let's go discuss bees. So this is the design that I'm going to use for the honey. We need to figure out what we're going to need for the wax. Let's clear out the inventory. Okay. A little bit of wool. Got a nest. Alright. Got that. Let's make some more bees. Here. You. Go, make more bees. You know, forget, this is creative mode. I can just pop in more bees. Okay. So now, dispenser. The question becomes, is a hopper enough? I'm just gonna put that there as a temporary thing. Shears. Leave that there in case we need more bees. Now, I want to say that tick speed I don't know what the command is to increase the tick speed. Let me just do a quick Google. Minecraft tick speed command. Game rule, random tick speed. Okay. Oh, look at that. So right now the default is 3. We'll set it to 100. This is just a very simple test of if the shears do their thing, will the honeycomb go directly into the hopper or will it fly off to the side? I just said that because it makes them happy. Put another one there. Just because we need to prove whether or not it's for real or a fluke. Okay, this one has shears. Alright, bees, do your thing. Saturate the place with bees. Okay, so all the dispensers fire. And the whole point of this experiment is to figure out, are we going to need allays to pick up the honeycombs, or can we just use hoppers? If we can just use hoppers, we'll do something like this. If we need allays, then it's going to get more interesting. Fortunately, we can make the design for the honeycombs very compact like this, where they're all like stuffed next to each other. For the actual honey, this design is a lot more. There's benefits to this design because it's a bit more complicated. Because I'm using an item filter to only pull out honey bottles, and that way the dispenser, even though they're empty right now, can have just bottles. And then that torch tower is meant to help with the reloading. And even though I put chests here, eventually what I'm going to have is a minecart full of bottles going over and refilling them. Because when they're empty, you'll see that this torch unlocks the hopper above, so it'll pull down the bottle into the dispenser. But when there is something in the dispenser, this torch keeps it locked, so it doesn't pull an additional bottle. That's the way that works. Okay, so we got one here. Let's pull the lever. Alright. That was one successful experiment. If it works again, then we don't have to go searching for an allay, even though that would have been a fun adventure. So let's get a chest here. Get a hopper. Alright, so this is we're gonna make a basic timer here. We're gonna get our repeater. Redstone torch. I already had. Awesome. Alright. So it goes in. No LA needed. So what we can do for harvesting the honeycomb, because you'll notice that the shear only gets used up if it actually has something to cut. If it doesn't have anything to cut, you can safely keep it going, and it'll only actually shear when it needs to. So the next part is let's modify this design a bit, because it'd be nice to have it so that these dispensers can be automatically refilled. So just making space for the shears. Yep. So the hopper thing works. Okay, so no honeycombs. Yep, everything's going into the hopper, so that's going great. So now what we can do have these comparators let us know if the dispenser becomes empty. So right now, torch off means not empty. So think of it as an empty light. Only turns on if empty. So if any of them goes empty, it sends a signal to the refill line. Okay, so now you see that these hoppers up on top are locked because it's not empty. So let's grab ourselves a volunteer shear. So if we toss that shear up on top of here, see, it's not being picked up. But if we pull this one out, there it is. So the way this works, very simple design. The moment the shear runs out, it sends a signal and I'll have a minecart that'll get sent off with the replacement shears, and then it'll refill them as needed. So it takes forever for shears to get used up, so it's not even a problem. It's more a problem for the honey. So what I'm going to do for the honey is a little bit different, where once the honey bottles get picked up, those are going to go to an autocrafter that's going to, well, it's going to go to it's going to go to an autocrafter that's going to separate the honey into honey blocks and bottles, and then that goes into a filter. The honey bottles will go back and be recycled so they can keep being circulated and grab more honey, and then the honey blocks get sent into storage. So I'm gonna basically squeeze these two systems into the same area right across from each other. One side is gonna be collecting beeswax, like so, the honeycombs I mean, and the other side is gonna be collecting honey. The honey side is gonna be a bit more complicated and can't be packed as densely. This one we can pack pretty densely. And we don't have to put the timer like right there. We can put the timer anywhere. I'm just using it here for the sake of testing the theory. So now we know that we don't need an allay. I guess that means we don't have to go on a quest to find an allay. I do need to make a little bee breeding room. Here, this looks nice and inaccessible. Not just for breeding, I also need it for getting that first round of honeycombs for making the beehives. Now let's look at those light levels. You know, the funny thing is, we can actually do a first round implementation of that design I showed off with the for the honeycombs here before we build the final version down there, so that I don't have to be manually shearing them. Yeah, let's do that. Gotta grab my redstone box. Which for some reason is orange. My box full of bees. Sure, use the birch wood. Just throw that extra stone in here. Yeah, it's fine. I must have not picked up my redstone box. Oh, look at that. That could have been unfortunate. Okay. Got our bees. Got a bunch of hoppers. So that works out pretty good. I need a bunch of flowers and probably some dirt. For the flowers, of course. One, two, three, four for a double chest. One for workbench. Those are empty. Okay. Let's get some grass. I mean, that should do. A bit of dirt, just in case. Got flowers from the iron farm. The excess is being turned into bone meal. I think I got plenty of iron. Yeah, we don't need any of that. So one thing that I'll probably end up doing for the pumpkin farm is what I did here, where the excess ends up getting composted. And I wonder, it'll be kind of messy, but I can just run a hopper line up here and get over there. It's gonna look a little crappy, but should be fine. Also, let's get a bit more food. A chicken is just not gonna cut it. Cooked cod, nice. Okay, for a moment there I was like, did I forget the flowers? But I didn't. For no reason. Okay. And we'll use the birch for more chests. So unlike the smart design that I was showing in the test world, I am gonna manually put shears in these. So I have 8 nests. So let's get 8 hoppers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 8. Perfect. I don't know. Kind of like the firewall thing, so we'll keep it. Okay. See, so we need 8 dispensers. Kind of a pain in the butt to make dispensers, but we'll do what we can. We've got string. Each dispenser needs 7. Right? 7 times 8 is 56, I think. Unless my math has gone to heck. Okay, now let's grab a bunch of sticks. Just to be safe. Oh, and we're gonna need redstone. Put the extra sticks away in the meantime, as well as those peonies. Bow. dispenser. Oh. Oh, I shouldn't hold shift while making a bow. These things really are annoying to make. Okay. Well, you keep the rest of the flowers for breeding the extra bees. Okay, so we're not going to put the bees just yet. Take 2 of those. Put 2 back. Alright, we got the shears in place. Now we need to make the redstone timer. Okay, my pick is too strong. It is just eating through everything. That's because we're still right next to the beacon. Yeah, see, this is ridiculous. Alright, that's fine. Oh yeah, we have some copper lanterns. We can make it eerie with the green. Oh, maybe I should get some soul sand and make a blue soul campfire just to complete the look. Alright. Let's make a door. We'll make it iron because restricted access. Alright. Fortunately, bees do not know how to push buttons. Alright, before we get too far, I kind of want this coal. And we can kind of make the place look nice. No reason not to. And by nice, I don't actually mean nice. What I mean is use a bunch of birch wood. Because we can. Let's put the extra hoppers away. So we'll just birch up the floor and the walls. Call it good. We can fix the door. Oh, okay. Okay, it's looking slightly better. I think I'll keep the ceiling stone though. Hmm. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, we'll need 2 torches to make the repeater. We'll need another torch for the timer. Make more bees. Just by sheer coincidence, it ended up being chunk aligned. Bro! I have to get more flowers. Okay. Okay. This looks like it's still working. Nice. So that we can use that, some of that birch wood to start making beehives. So here's the idea. When it gets dark, that's when bees go back into the nest. So we want to make it, because right now, yeah, you see how all of the bees can fit into the nests? We want to breed so many bees that not all of them can get into the nest. So at night, when you end up with those extra bees that can't fit in, that's when we'll put out the beehives and capture them in the beehives. Nice. Guess I could put a maintenance door to go behind the dispensers for refilling them. The whole purpose of this room is to just breed the bees and get the wax we need for the hives. Three times 8 is 24. That's what I'm going to aim for. I don't know if I can actually fit all of them, but I'll try. meantime, let's see how things are looking in the slime farm. It is very satisfying seeing those slime balls. I'll try to breed as many as possible. Yeah, the cactus farm's been doing. Okay, that's the slime farm. Oh, that's not what it's supposed to be. Making cactuses. Or is it cacti? Hmm. That is what I was afraid of. It's like sometimes they do get loose. We might have to go on an LA quest after all. that is how we will get bees. No, before boxing them, I should just try to take advantage of having as many bees as possible. Because the more bees there are, the more you can breed. Make it a lot faster. Now, I'm still not 100% on whether or not I want to grab the LA. But there was one... It looks like the vast majority of honeycomb do get sucked up by the hopper. There's a lot of frickin' bees. Yeah, this is just a bee stream now. Bunch of bees. if we can make more. Gotta see if I can repair all of my equipment just through bee breeding. Look at them growing up right before our eyes. Yeah, it looks like some of them are just waiting for their turn for an open space to open up on the nest. But that's more hives than we actually need. I can use the rest as boxes, just for decoration. Even though the theme here is kind of medieval, so it might not fit. Yeah, I guess if we get enough honeycomb, we start decorating the place. Kind of make the inside with honeycomb walls. I think it's 4 per. There's a lot of bees. Okay, so we've got honeycomb popping up from the top. That is what I was afraid of. So, yeah, the hopper isn't gonna do. I mean, it can, but it's gonna be wasteful. Okay, it's nighttime, so they should go to bed. See if we can fill this one up. 1, 2, 3. Another full beehive. Yep. Turning into madness with all these bees. I love it. So the difference in design when we put the LA is that it is going to be without the hoppers underneath. Instead, the honeycomb will just fall. The LA picks it up and puts it inside of a specific spot. Okay, put some blocks here. Nice. I think it's too soon. On a different note, do we have leads? May need leads for getting in LA. Marvel. As we slowly transform this room into the inside of a hive. Alright, it's almost evening. Or it is evening, it's almost nighttime. Should be able to trap a few more bees inside of the hives. That is a lot of bees. So I'm gonna make a honey farm, and this is just the pre-farm. Making good progress. Already got 5 boxes full of bees. Got a bunch of empty beehives. And I'm not going to make any more beehives, so I've been using the rest of the bees of the honeycomb to make the honeycomb wall. Now I have noticed that the hoppers are not perfect at catching the honeycombs. So we are going to have to go on a quest to find an allay, which is going to be interesting. But I want to try and breed a few more bees. Fill up my boxes. Alright, looks like still too early, too soon to do that. Just a chill time in a small room full of bees. If you've ever watched videos by that guy, I think he's called the Hornet King or something like that, where he goes to the houses and uses a vacuum cleaner to clear out hornet nests. I imagine the rooms he's in feel a bit like this, just full of them. Except of course these are lovely gentle bees and not a bunch of hornets. But they could turn mean. So what I'm trying to do is breed so many bees that when it becomes nighttime, the ones that can't fit into the nests end up hanging out outside. And those are the ones that I get into my hives. And I keep a lot of them around because you can breed them faster if there's more of them. Any other grown-up bees? There we go. I'm slowly fixing my equipment from the XP I get from the bees. See how this is looking. Huh. Hoping for more. It's not perfect. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna chill on bee breeding. Once it gets to evening and I fill up a few more hives, we're gonna switch gears and try to find an illager outpost with some allays. Just a little more. Thing I'm afraid of is having so many bees that when I try to collect a hive, I end up accidentally hitting one of them, and then the entire room goes hostile against me. I mean, at least if that was to happen, I still have 15 bees safely stored away. Really? So that's why we need the allays. It's possible that honeycomb were getting stuck back there behind the hoppers. Okay, it's starting to get dark. You're gonna want to go to sleep. Now we can... Right, that one's full. Hotel, 3 out of 3. Okay, that one should be full. Yep, 3 out of 3. If you do something like this, make sure you're using a Silk Touch axe. If you use anything, if it doesn't have Silk Touch, they will get very angry. Three out of 3. 3 out of 3. Okay, looks like we've got 4 bees. Yep, 3 out of 3, and we'll sleep. And I don't want to have like a partial beehive. We'll leave these here. All these are full, which is great. We'll take our redstone. Because of the string, we can make leads. Huh. Yeah, our shears are still working. Or we'll save the breeding for later. Just let them do their thing. I don't need my box full of bees. I don't need my birch box. And I'll see you fellas later. Now I don't know how many allays I might encounter, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit of extra string from the spider farm. I need to make a faster way of getting down here. One stack should do. Sometimes you get bones and arrows because a spider will spawn with a jockey. That the sound of slime I heard? Yeah, right next to the farm. I should have left. I'll leave the flowers with the bees. Leave these extra doors here. Should probably put in some stairs for this hill. Oh, good. Leave these lamps here. Alright, bees, good luck. We'll be back. Could have sworn I had a boat around here. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to make a new boat. A pale boat sounds fun. Yeah, I don't have any idea of what direction I should go, but I am going to go in the direction I've mostly traveled, because I don't want to load in more territory than I have to. May as well make some extra rockets. Okay, we've got string, we've got a crafting table. We can make ourselves some leads the moment it becomes necessary. Guess we can go that way. Before I do, portal overworld home. Keep that one. This is a little low. I want to keep the search kind of close to the coast, so that I can use the boat to get back if I need to travel slowly. Though as long as I glide, they should be able to keep up with me. For a villager outpost. I need flowers, I'll have to come here. Nice little hidden village. Very cute. Guess this is new generation because the water's flowing. Oh yeah, I'm playing an amplified terrain generation, which is why the landscape is so crazy. Should probably get one of those mods for zooming. I'll make myself a spyglass. So far I don't see any pillager outposts. I have seen them before, but at the time I wasn't actually looking for them. Should have noted down where they were. Huh. This wouldn't happen in real life. Having the dripstone that comes from that grows up, because stalagmites, they're formed when the drops deposit from above, so they need a roof in order to form. This is impossible terrain, realistically. It looks cool, but whoa, what's going on? Okay, if it lets me sleep, then there's probably a thunderstorm happening. Oh, we're underneath the shade of that island. Weird. I still have my spear, yeah. Probably don't need my hoe right now. I was using it earlier when I was harvesting birch to get the bees. Put the hoe away. Alright. Any pillager outposts? Looks like a pale forest up there. Yeah, this place would be real spooky at night. Okay, wings are still in good shape. Okay, we got jungle not too far away. Very cool. Let's see if we can repair this one. Might not be enough obsidian. Oh, at least there's a lodestone. Snag this one. Okay. We'll just fill in the corners with these blocks. That way it doesn't look too bad. Perfect. How bad is it? Oh, this is bad. This is a real bad one. Hey, we're leaving. Should put a sign on this. Don't use. This to my crying obsidian collection. Okay, so we got jungle over there. Let us continue. No, I should probably switch to my wings first. Place looks epic. Ooh, savannah. Nice. Okay, nothing below the cloud. Never an illager outpost when you need one. At least there's donkeys. Always depend on a donkey. Villager outposts even show up in the Badlands. An exposed mine. Okay, mistakes were made. But the terracotta is looking great. It looks so weird because of the solid colors. Messed with the wrong ombre. It's bad enough I'm going into a mine. I don't need the rest of the countryside to be covered with monsters as well. Nah. A bit of a distraction. The goal is to find allies. That is what I should do. Don't need the bones. Some rocking and mending bow. Every arrow does help. Throw that in a random baggie. Badlands probably not the place to be to find the villager outpost. What the? That is crazy. That is a crazy mine. Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of this. It's nuts. And another picture, but with the coordinates. Yeah, I think I'm good. Anything that I can make at home, or stuff like berries that I can just grow, I'm not gonna worry about. I already have glow berries. The spider spawn is just there. That is a crazy spot. I do know that villager outposts do show up in the desert. What an interesting village. In a tall place so we can take a look. Oh, cool. Okay, we're gonna have to snack some frog eggs. I mean, yeah. Gonna have to stack some frog eggs here. We got a swamp down there. Oh, hello bees. Gotta find a frog. It's my alarm for no more snacks today. Maybe if I hold some slime balls, they'll just show up. Frogs like slime. Hmm. We'll set up base here. We do have 2 buckets. So we can... Okay, we've got space and a bunch of buckets. And in here, we've got slime. We can make this happen. All we need is frogs. hoping that the frogs will smell the delicious slime in my hands. Think to themselves, ooh, I gotta become friends with that guy. Frog! Okay, I've got bucket. We need another frog. Frog, do you have friends? You have another froggy friend somewhere? Follow me. Come on. Oh. Me and him, we're friends now. Oh, okay. He's still there. Oh, we got leads. Awesome. Should have wood here. Oh, fence. There we go. We can do this. Okay. Now let's see if we can find another frog. Then we'll let them loose and have them make babies. Now I tried to glide across and forgot that I am not wearing my elytra at the moment. That's because of the swamp skeletons. Hello? I don't want to go too far because then I'll lose my way. And I'm not actually paying attention to the coordinates. I know that's set up right over there. Frog! We only need one. Having a spare is also good. Who's your friend? Are you not hungry for this delicious slime? It's home brewed and ethically sourced from my slime farm. Love how they just don't care. So yeah, even though the quest is to find allays, if I find something that I know I'm gonna need, I'll try to grab it. Where'd the other guy go? Oh, he's probably swimming underneath. There he is. Where'd the other one go? Okay, have they made bibbies yet? Oh, there might be some frog eggs around here. Oh, there they are. Just gonna have to wait for those guys to hatch. Oh, be friendly with that one. Okay, cool. The egg's here. If I remember correctly, you have to catch the tadpoles in the bucket. And there, just in case. This is a whole lot easier if I was to breed them inside of a little enclosure. But when those eggs hatch, those tadpoles are just kind of gonna explode there into the water, sometimes into the land as well. And just gotta be ready to catch them. I don't need that many though. And once I have a few, at least two, I'd like to get four, but if I have at least two, that's more than enough to start a frog breeding operation back at base. Any day now. Any day now. Very exciting. That look you get when somebody's waiting for you to wake up. And eventually I'll use them to make a frog-light farm. But that is way in the future. For now, randomly found a swamp. Gotta get them froggies. Alright. Mission accomplished. Got the tadpoles. Excellent. Now we have plenty of space for more frogs. I wouldn't be surprised if, while I was looking for my villager outpost, I flew by several of them. So, you know what? We got chunk base. We can use it. Type in our coordinates, 60, 34, and negative 1283. Okay. Tadpole watch is going well. Already got 4 tadpoles from the first clutch. So I figure since we're here, might as well wait for these guys to hatch. And then I typed in some coordinates in chunk base and that gave me a lead. So I'll head that way, see if there's something actually there. Since this is an amplified world, chunk base isn't like 100% accurate. It seems to be doing okay on the biomes, but because of the extreme elevation, that can cause certain structures to not necessarily show up, or show up when they're not expected. Got our 2 frogs over here. Got air and water, kinda, so we should be fine. Developing a severe case of swamp foot. Definitely gonna need new socks. It's that Navy SEAL training where they drop you to the bottom of the pool and you have to jump up to breathe. Right. Oh, they must have hatched. Alright, I think that's enough. I think one tadpole got away, but that's fine. Already got 4 over here. This is more than enough to start our frog empire. A couple of buckets on me. Alright, thank you very much. I will take care of your kids. You're free. Right. So, according to chunk base, I have to go 6700 and negative 700. So that way. Let's grab a few more rockets. It's crazy. Floating island swamps next to the desert. There it is. Approaching like a Navy SEAL. Allays. Nice. Holy smokes. That is a lot more allays than I thought I would encounter. You're lucky if you can get one cage. There are 4. That's a lot of allays. Okay. We'll make it work. But first, let's raid their treasure. Figured I'd repair the wings a bit. I just face tanked all of that. Jeez, how many of these guys are there? Right. Yeah. I have been hit a few times. Oh no. The sweeping edge hurt those allays. I know technically I'm the one that invaded them, but still. Wow, are there so many of them? Do I have any blocks? And let's see what happens to all your other buddies. Jeez. Yeah, blocking them inside doesn't work if they can just get out. Not trapped in here with you. Trapped in here with me. Well, that was interesting. What we can do... I think they're the same height as villagers. So they can't cross through here, but I can. Okay, let's not waste time. Son of a bee. No, maybe we don't need all 8. Maybe we should be happy if we just grab 2. Alright. Okay, let's clear out a few more again, and then try to grab a couple of allays. We don't even need, all we need is one, theoretically. I will say, this is, it's not this bad in Bedrock. Oh, okay, we're not taking those two. We're leaving. All right. That was interesting. I took a few arrows. All right, I've got my bed. Good. All right, just to make sure. Hey, hey, little dude. There we go. Yes, yes. You can hold on to that. So I've got these leather boots. Should make the travel interesting. Specifically made them for going long distances as well as having to go over powdered snow. Alright, fellas. Let's get out of here. As long as I do gliding, we should be okay. Go into third person view just to confirm they're still with me. I wonder if just the boat is faster. Yeah, the boat is pretty good speed. Probably doesn't use up as much stamina. Or hunger bars, if you will. Okay, since I've already got the two LAs, I'm not gonna risk them by going through the nether. We're gonna take the long way back. I did not expect that to turn into such a battle. That was nutty. The only thing that saved me was that I had so much food. I could try flying, but I kind of enjoy looking at the terrain. And if I go too fast, I won't really appreciate it. It gives me ideas of things that I might want to build, especially with such extreme terrain. Now, whether I build these epic things, well, that remains to be seen, but you know, at the very least we're seeing pretty cool features. New generation. Looks like a... oh. Deep dark seeping out at sea level. Interesting. There's a city right underneath. I'm not gonna risk it right now. With since I've got the allays. One heck of a hike. Oh, that is cool. It's like Badlands on one side and forest on the other. Badlands and snow right next to each other. This generation's really wacky. Did I lose a lead? Apparently. It's a good thing he's still following me because he's got the banner. Oh, that's why I gave him the banner. Yeah, let's risk it to see if we can actually do the rocket thing without breaking the lead. Nope. I broke the lead. Fortunately, they're still following me. Alright, fellas. I'm gonna have to trust you. Meet me at the top. Sweet. Alright, you guys ready? Let's go. I lose them. There they are. So that makes it a little bit easier that I don't have to necessarily lead them. I just have to make it a point not to go too fast, too far. Boys still with me? There they are. Where my boys at? There they are. There they are. Good job, fellas. Technically, I only need one, but I'd rather have two. Where's your brother? And or sister? Okay, they're both here. Hello, doggy. Alright. Just want to make sure I don't lose you in this stretch. No, that's not going to work. Come on, boat. I wonder. There's a lot of villagers for that one spot. Maybe I should make an army of iron golems. I think that the pillagers are just gonna keep on spawning anyway. This is pretty cool. Now, is it a dead end? No, that's a dead end. It would have been cool if that was a tunnel. Hey, where's... Oh, okay. Guessing the shade of those islands is the reason those zombies were alive. For a moment I thought those red flowers were was a spider. Guys still with me? Hey, where's the... Oh. This guy keeps breaking his lead. I'm just gonna assume it's the same one always breaking the lead. Whatever, they're both kinda with me. Okay. They both broke their leads. I mean, I can keep making leads. I have a ton of string, but still, it's the principle of the thing. Alright, fellas, glide with me. Good job. Well, I was expecting that I might have to traverse some difficult terrain. This is still a bit much. Where's your bro? Huh, jolly good. I think there's a spider nearby. Okay, we can use that water to climb up to the top. Okay, I don't want to use the elytra with the rockets too much, because if I go too far too fast, they'll lose track of me. Okay, so I should switch to the Depth Strider boots. Well. Okay, they're both here. Alright, fellas, get ready to glide. Alright, they're both here. Okay, so we got a pillager outpost that is a lot closer to my base than the one we went to. It's got me wondering, does that one have any allays? Because otherwise it wouldn't have mattered if it's closer if it doesn't have any allays. I'm not... Oh. We're leaving. Okay, guys, let's go. These villagers know there are pillagers so close by? Might not matter if they're dealing with undead. Alright, fellas, let's get ready to glide. Oh, jeez, did I pick the worst spot to climb? Okay, they're both here. Living in the moment. Me and the boys. Alright, they're both there. Where's your bro? Okay, they're both here. Let's go! Interesting. Lush cave on the surface. This terrain generation is wild. Alright, fellas, we're on the home stretch. There you are. As long as I can see them, we're good. There's one. Where's your bro? There they are. Where'd they go? Oh, seriously? I'll try that again. Come on, get... Yeah, there you go. Those might be the cherry trees I planted. Those are my dark oak. So we should see the mob farm appearing over there. Yeah, we've made it. Then we've got my one cow that is just floating out there to remind us the dangers of wandering off. Remind us of... Okay. Made it. Where is your brother? He break his lead already? Ah, I see. I cannot blame him for that. I left the boat. That is part of the hazards of having a boat. For this guy's nothing but trouble. Come on, come on. For now, we will just leave him here. Alright, perfect. See how things are going. Perfect. I did leave the other farms running, so let's just make sure everything is still working. That was an Enderman. Okay. That is still running. Tried to put in a data pack on the server side to stop the Enderman from doing that, but They're still doing it. So I'm gonna have to check on that. Okay. Let's see. Everything's running. Is there too much? Yeah, there's too much crap here. So we'll turn off the farm for now. Okay, we can put those boots away. I'm gonna have to make more leads. That's what I got. It's the grand prize. Hey, cat. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna manually offload some of the product here into this composting chest. Dang it. I'm gonna be wrapping up the stream shortly. And basically, probably off stream, I'll keep on breeding bees. We can have enough for all the hives we're gonna use. And then, you know, I'll get to actually making the bee farm. The real one. I'm glad I managed to get my hands on some allays. I might go back to that pillager outpost, but that place was pretty rough. But we can't just leave those poor little allays in the hands of those pillagers. Alright, looks like we cleared out all of the vegetation that was just hanging out. So I'm just manually inserting the azaleas in here. I'm actually going to need the azaleas because I'm going to use their flowery leaves for the actual bee farm, not the Not the peonies that I've been using from the iron farm. Huh. Interesting. There's like a backlog of bone meal that it has to make up for before it goes back to making more bone blocks. Well, thanks for joining me on this adventure. Hope you have yourself a wonderful night, evening, morning, whatever it is. Take care.